everyone, it's Sarah from Nova Scotia. Welcome back to Colorful Creations. I'm going to do a Dutch board today on a 24 by 24 inch canvas. It's square, it's kind of weird, it's big. So it's a gift from my brother, and I asked him what colors he likes, and he said, I like all the colors from the island of Pandora from the movie Avatar. So I kind of come up with all these, bunch of different ones, a whole bunch of different iridescents, and anything that wasn't iridescent or metallic, I actually added a iridescent pouring medium to it. So these are mixed how I always mix them. There's a link to a video in my description if you want to watch that. They're pretty much the same consistency. There's like, because I'm doing a Dutch, it's a little bit thinner. It's really not much of a mound left in there. It's kind of a little tiny bit. So I'm just going to flood this in white because I'm going to use white for the negative space. I'm going to tilt this around a little bit. I actually kind of find a square canvas a little bit intimidating to work with. We'll see what happens. These are all experiment anyway. I'm going to make sure those edges are covered. Okay, I'm just gonna give this a torch to get rid of all these bubbles. I just mix up these paints so they're loaded with bubbles. So I'm gonna be using a hairdryer today. I have an attachment on the end. I got this on Amazon. It was a set of three different sizes. This is the biggest one. I like this nice wide opening here. And I just put that on the end of a regular hairdryer. And I also have an AirBrush that I like to use. I don't put any paint in it or anything. It's just, there's only one speed on this one. I think some of them come with different speeds, but is it gonna work for me today? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it just helps to blow the paint around. You could use a straw or blow it with your mouth in places, but I get really winded. I'm sure everyone does, and I just find the AirBrush to be much easier for doing little details if I wanna add some. For the most part, I'll just use the hairdryer. So now I'm trying to think how I want to lay these down. I want a lot of color, but I want a lot of negative space, and I don't really want to do a line up through the middle like I usually do. I'm almost tempted to do a couple blotches. Let's try that. I have no idea how that will work out. I'm gonna start with it's phthalo green, and I just have them in these little cups. I would have rather had a squeeze bottle, but I didn't have enough to do all these. So I'm just gonna squeeze the end really tight like that to make it really thin, so not a whole lot. Now, I was gonna do kind of like some little blotches, maybe 5. I have no idea. This might not work at all. Okay, so my next one this is a mixture of cerulean blue and turquoise. This is not working the way I wanted. I really wish I should have put these in squeeze bottles. I should have just bought some more. But maybe these little blotches will be okay. We're gonna find out. Next one is brilliant blue. And I'm going with a color shift. This is by FolkArt. It is called Blue Flash. See if that does much. Hope it's not just completely covered. So I'm trying to like do these blotches all over the place so that I don't want anything to be hidden. Next we're gonna go with a purple. This is, it's a mixture of purple and metallic purple actually. This one is Pebeo Iridescent green yellow. That is pretty. I'm hoping this one doesn't get completely buried. It's just one of those colors, I just have a feeling. Next one this is a Pebeo Iridescent as well. It is violet blue, I think it's called, which is weird because it doesn't look anywhere near blue. Then I have this is a FolkArt actually. This is Pebeo Sorry, Pebeo. It's a metallic cobalt blue. And last one is cerulean blue. And I'm gonna just drizzle a little tiny bit of white. I just added some white paint in a squeeze bottle here just to make my life easier. And I'm gonna add a little bit around the outside of these. Okay, I'm not sure, a little bit nervous actually. I think I'll start, here. Maybe I shouldn't have done 5, it seems like a lot. Let's just start, see what happens. I just blow out my edges a little bit. Let's see, all my colors, I'm seeing all of them. So that is good. Clean up this line. Get rid of these little blotches. Give this a torch, maybe some more cells will come out. This is looking pretty cool. Now I'm just using my airbrush to blow out the edges a little bit, just to create a little extra movement. I'm gonna blow this out a little bit more down here. I don't really like this spot. I just found these two spots too close together. I want some more separation here. So I'm just scraping off what I don't want, adding some white, and then blowing it out again. All right, I think this is it. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm just gonna make sure I got my corners really good. I'm gonna take a popsicle stick and run it underneath the edge to get rid of the extra drips of paint. Let's have a look. These colors look really good. They're all showing some interesting cells happening. It's kind of abstract and just like a, I'm not sure what you call this, kind of like a splash of color. All the colors of Pandora. What do you think? So once this is dry, I will add some varnish or resin or something, we'll see. It should really bring it to life and give it that wet look forever. I decided to go with resin for this after all. It's a gift and I wanted it to be extra nice. So I'm using Magic Resin here. It's mixed 1:1 and you just spread it on evenly, let it sit for 24 hours and it will harden and it'll cure after 72. I usually use art resin. I do have a tutorial on that and I'll put the link in the description for you. It's done the same way though. This is just, I just find it a little more tricky with mixing it. You just have to make sure it's warm. Just set it in a bucket of warm water and you'll be good to go.
So I have a piece of tape here taped along the edge and making a dam, and then I was just able to um, just push the resin right to the edge, and then I let that sit for about 30-40 minutes, and then peel the tape off, and then like it's just started to harden so that the resin just kind of softened over the side, and then I took like my hand, like a gloved hand, and just smoothed it out along the side, and it made a beautiful, beautiful finish. So pretty simple, just pour it on, spread it around evenly. It's self-leveling, so it will sort itself out. Just make sure that the whole thing's covered. There's no empty holes or anything. And then you gotta take like a blowtorch or heat gun or some type of a heat source and just go over the whole thing a few times, and it will get all the bubbles out because you don't want those left in there because it'll just be all foggy looking. So just go over it with that and get them all out, and then just leave it sit. It's good to have it in an area that's not going to be too disturbed. You can even build some type of a tent to put over the top so you don't get dust and dirt and hair or whatever falling in it, because if you do, then you'll just have to kind of redo it.
Here we are finished. All the colors of Pandora, all showing. It's pretty sparkly. Sorry about the glare. I'll try to show you this on the side. But all the colors showed up, which is awesome. So what do you think? I hope my brother loves it. Thanks for watching.